and change Turkana to be another Dubai. The people of Turkana must rise up to the occasion and say no. Finally, let me say I've heard Hassan Omar of UDA saying that people have been radicalized and asking what people have done to William Ruto or what William Ruto has done to the people. I want to say, Hassan Omar, you are the ones radicalizing the people of Kenya. When you ask Churchill to kill the Matatu industry and replace it with BTR buses, what are you doing? That is radicalization. The Matatu industry employs many people. Many Kenyans have invested in the Matatu industry. And you are issuing a public statement asking the Minister for Transport to kill the Matatu industry and replace it with the BTR. You are actually radicalizing the Matatu owners, the drivers, the touts, and all the people who work out a living from the Matatu industry. You are asking what William Ruto did to people of Kenya, why they are so angry. You should know because you live in Kenya. He abducted and killed their children. People are still in pain. He has levied taxes that are unreasonable to the people of Kenya. He has refused to pay pending bills to the people of Kenya. Their properties are being auctioned. He has made bribery a way of life. He is mocking Kenyans by displaying millions of shillings in public when people have no food on the table. That is what William Ruto has done to the people of Kenya. If you didn't know, I heard you ask that question. I have that answer for you. And you're asking why people are radicalized. It is the government that is radicalizing the people. The kind of statements of P. Wandayi and John Buddy are making, the so-called experts, are radicalizing the people of Kenya. And they will be radicalized because that is the way the government wants things to be done. Let me, again, it's my very wish, respond to Kipchumba Murkomen. I've heard him. At any one time, there's a problem in Kenya trying to blame President Uhurukenyatta and Rigathigachagua. Kipchumba Murkomen, for the record, Uhurukenyatta is not the president of Kenya. William Ruto is the president of Kenya. The buck stops with him. He cannot blame Uhurukenyatta for mismanaging the country, for destroying a country that was up and running. President Uhurukenyatta handed over a country that is working, with a working education system, working health system, with a country that was secure. 4 years down the line, there is no country. You keep on blaming President Uhurukenyatta, and you are asking Matatu owners, why didn't they go on strike when Uhurukenyatta was president? When Uhurukenyatta was president, fuel went only to 135 shillings. We are now over 240. The people of Kenya know the difference. And again, Ruto is president. Let him run the country. And you cannot keep on anytime there is a small problem. You start comparing the reign of Uhurukenyatta and William Ruto. President Uhurukenyatta told the people of Kenya that his then deputy could not be trusted to run a country. We disobeyed him. We refused to buy that argument, I included. We are now paying for that. Uhuru knew because he had stayed with him. So Kipchumba Murkomen, leave Uhurukenyatta alone. He is not the president of Kenya. Uhurukenyatta is retired. Let Ruto carry his cross. He has mismanaged the country. When the country is burning, despite having been properly briefed that there are problems, and Kenya will come to a standstill, he left on an overseas trip in a private jet, I am told the most luxurious in the world, where you are paying 5 million shillings per hour. That jet that he left with is the epitome of luxury, with a full bedroom and a massage parlor and a spa with a jacuzzi, steam, sauna, and the massage parlor has 4 girls from Seychelles. He is enjoying when Kenyans are struggling in air. And then you're asking Kenyan, that people have a problem with William Ruto because he's a Kalenjin. Kipchumba Murkomen, if you have forgotten. Nobody has any problem with the Kalenjin nation. When the people of Kenya elected William Ruto as president, they knew he's a Kalenjin. If they had a problem with the Kalenjins, they would not have elected him. Nobody has a problem with William Ruto because he's a Kalenjin. People have a problem with William Ruto because he's incompetent. And he's not what he promised the people of Kenya to be. He has killed their children. He has abducted their children. He has ruined the economy. He has run down all businesses. He has taken over every business in the country. Banking, insurance, hospitality, aviation, medical, education. He is in competition with the Kenyan people for businesses. And he has run out all Kenyan businesses from business. So when you come and tell us that people did not oppose Uhuru-Kenyatta, they are opposing William Ruto because he's a Kalenjin. When we elected him, we knew he was a Kalenjin. And nobody has a problem with the Kalenjin nation. It's a very dignified community with good people. People with proven track record who have served this country with this distinction. People don't have a problem with the Kalenjin nation. They have a problem with William Ruto. It's unfortunate he's a Kalenjin. There's nothing we can do about it. But don't tell the people of Kenya that. That is thinking people are stupid. People are not. People are very intelligent. And you cannot trivialize such a national crisis into tribalism. Oh, people have a problem with Ruto because he's a Kalenjin. No, it's not the Kalenjins who have stolen from the people of Kenya. It's not the Kalenjins who have killed their children. It's not the Kalenjins who are making profit from fuel to the disadvantage of the Kenyan people. Please spare us that narrative. It cannot work. As for rigathigachagua, you keep on threatening me so that I can keep quiet. Please be informed that I will speak for the people of Kenya and I will speak the truth. And I have a responsibility to tell the people of Kenya the truth. Yesterday, it was a circus. When there is such a national crisis, William Ruto is out of the country. He designates a blogger, Dennis Itumbe, to chair a meeting of such serious issue. The transport officials who were there were shocked that a meeting attended by the CS for National Treasury, the CS for Transport, and the CS for Energy and Petroleum was being chaired by a blogger, Dennis Itumbe. That is how casual William Ruto treats the people of Kenya. When the whole country is at standstill, the economy is paralyzed, nothing is going on in the country, he has the audacity to designate a blogger to chair a meeting to unlock the crisis. And that is a problem we have with the country. And many people have been asking me, how did we get here? And I have told them, William Ruto surrendered the leadership of the country to a blogger called Dennis Itumbe, a standard 2 dropout called Oscar Sudi, a standard 6 dropout called Farouk Kibet. Those are the people who run the country. Kindiki was in the country. He was not asked to chair the meeting. He's just another flower girl. The president, nothing much of him. He asked Dennis Itumbe to go and chair the meeting. And that is what has been happening. And yesterday, principal secretaries and CEOs from the mountain called me crying that Dennis Itumbe is harassing them to raise $1 billion shillings to fund the Olkalao by-election. And every PS from the mountain has been forced to produce 20 million shillings to go and fund Olkalao by-election. Every CEO from the mountain has been asked to give 30 million shillings to fund the Olkalao by-election. And they are crying because they had to borrow similar amounts for the Bere by-election. Because these PSs and CEOs are arguing that ordinarily they would look for this money from contractors. But they cannot. William Ruto is the one who gives all the businesses to their state departments and their state corporations and deals with the contractors directly. So these PSs, these CEOs cannot ask for money from any contractor because they are dealing directly from William Ruto. So from Bere, they had to borrow the money from their friends. They are yet to pay. Now they are being intimidated. Dennis Itumbi has summoned them to an office. And you can't believe it, that the office that was purchased by government for retired President Mwai Kibaki, the third president of the Republic of Kenya, the greatest president Kenya has ever had, that office where Kibaki used to sit is where Dennis Itumbi is sitting. He is sitting on the chair Mwai Kibaki was sitting on. He is using the office that was being occupied by Mwai Kibaki. What disrespect to Mwai Kibaki and to the people of Kenya, that a blogger has been allocated the office that was occupied by the third president of the Republic of Kenya. And that is where the PSs and the CEOs of parastatals are being summoned by Dennis Itumbi. And he calls the president and puts him on speakerphone and says, I have told them your message. They are preparing. There's a lot of intimidation. PSs are crying. CEOs of parastatals are crying because of the level of extortion by William Ruto through Dennis Itumbi to fund by elections in the mountain. This Dennis Itumbi, a blogger, is the one in charge of government, not Kindiki. When Ruto goes out of the country, he leaves Dennis Itumbi in charge. And you saw yesterday, the CS National Treasury is a very senior cabinet secretary with executive powers. But the meeting he is in is being chaired by Dennis Itumbi. Ordinarily, that meeting should have been chaired by the deputy president, the fake one. Or at least the head of the public service, Felix Kosgei. But William Ruto, because of despising the people of Kenya, designates a blogger, Dennis Itumbi, to chair a meeting to unlock a crisis in his country when he is wallowing in luxury, in private jets, being massaged in air. That is the kind of joke that we have in our country. I want to ask the PSs and the CEOs not to give that money for Olkalau and to go to their offices and work. They are telling me they have been told to camp in Olkalau to go and campaign. Most of them are saying they don't even know how to campaign. They have never participated in politics. Each has been allocated a polling station and told to give money and go and campaign for the UDA candidate in Olkalau. They are all working under Dennis Itumbi, a blogger. He is in charge of PSs and CEOs of parastatals. It's the greatest joke in the history of Kenya, that a blogger is in charge of PSs and CEOs of state corporations, that a blogger is chairing a meeting attended by the CS National Treasury, Energy and Petroleum, and the CS for Transport and Infrastructure. That is how casual William Ruto treats the people of Kenya and the challenges that they face. But of course, the worst joke is Kipchumba Murkomen. He's the worst CS Interior we have seen since independence. He's such a joke. You know, even if William Ruto wanted a Kalenjin to be CS Interior, why can't you look for a serious, mature fellow? Why do you give the job to a CS who is childish and juvenile? A fellow who reduces a national crisis into a tribal joke. You know, that is how serious the situation back home is. So let me ask the officials of the transport sector who have said they will negotiate with the government. I hope they will not be compromised. I hear yesterday Dennis Itumbi tried to give them 500,000 shillings. 7 of them, they refused. I hope they have not been given more. I want to give them the benefit of doubt and believe they have not been compromised. Let them go to these negotiations with an open mind. First, they must demand that the bad fuel, the low-quality fuel, must be removed from the market. They must demand that William Ruto must forego his profit. They must demand that VAT must be brought to zero. They must demand that the 7 shillings for fuel levy must be removed. If they do that, fair enough, we proceed. If they are compromised and agree that everything is okay, if they will be contented with the 10 shillings, then ourselves on coming back, we'll have to consult with the other leaders in the United Alternative Government and decide the way forward for the people of Kenya. So I needed to talk about those few things because it's important that we let the people of Kenya know what is happening. And I really urge the people of Turkana to wake up and say no. They cannot allow theft of a God-given natural resource that would have benefited the people of Turkana to benefit one William Ruto and his company, Gulf Energy. It is immoral, it's unacceptable, and all Kenyans must support the people of Turkana. Thank you very much. Asante.